The countdown.
Oh, go ahead.
What? That's it?
That's it.
You
It's
start?
already- It's already started.
Dang, we're on live. We're on live.
We're prepared. Unprepared or prepared?
Is the camera good? Okay. Hey, everyone. Happy Friday.
We're back.
We're back at it. Got the whole crew here today. I hope everybody had a good week. If you didn't, time to bust out a drink. Whatever your drink of choice is.
Well, we got some very good looking bottles here.
Yeah. So one of the bottles was the one that Alex brought over. That one.
Yeah, I didn't get to drink that one day.
Easter weekend.
Yeah.
So I kept it up here for you to sample it. The other bottle was brought over by Rick Nguyen.
Sorry, I'm gonna readjust this here.
One of our cousins. At least I assume that's our cousin because, we share the same last name. We might not be real cousins, but...
There's plenty of us out there. There's plenty of us out there.
Either way, it's a win-win situation. But anyway.
That was a bad joke.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
That's a dad joke. That's a dad joke.
Yes.
That's a 100% dad joke.
Glad to have you guys back here, man.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
It's been a while since all three of us
Finally sitting down together again.
So I know both of you guys have been busy.
Tim's been running the show by himself behind the scenes.
Yeah, man. It felt very lonely up here at times. For the 10-15 minutes I was up here talking.
Dude, next time you need to put like a screen of an audience. Or
I
something,
thought about it.
I
I actually was gonna put your name here and put Alex's name right there, but then that would make it even more awkward. So I decided not to. I didn't want people to.
I mean,
start
you didn't have to go that far, but I just said, just saying. Man.
Next thing I started talking to a pillow. But I'm glad to have you guys back. So Alex, like I said, has been busy. He started his own business. Congratulations, Alex. I heard you've been making money now.
Yeah.
So that's good. And you gotta put the link to your business in the comment. Let people know what you're doing. It's a drone business.
Shameless plug it.
Yeah. So you guys want to find out more? Go to the link. He's gonna put that in the comment. Don't forget, Alex.
I just put it.
Awesome. Yeah. What's up, Brian?
Pretty good, man.
How was your week?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. It hasn't been busy. Like work has been busy. I'm in the process of going through a promotion or pursuing my promotion right now. So that's what I'm doing during this year. So it's gonna take a whole year.
I'm glad you said promotion and that transformation because I was like, what? Oh, okay.
Well, I would never do that to you. Only if you ask.
All love, Brian. All love. It wouldn't change our relationship.
I can assure you it won't for sure.
But that's good. I'm glad you're here. So like I say, he's been busy, very busy. It's been so hard to get a hold of him lately, but he's here today. So
yeah, it's hard. I know people always tell me too. People are like, it's better to call you or text you. Well, I'm like, you can text me, but it'll take me a while to respond to you.
Yeah.
If you call, I'll either answer or send you a voicemail. So you
so it's the same thing. Yeah.
You pick your poison. Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Now, if it's urgent, you can call me and text me and tell me it's urgent, and then I'll call you back and be like, hey, what's up? What do you need?
Yeah. Well, like I tell people, if it's urgent, call 911. I can't help you right now. I mean, I love to, but at times it's better for you to call 911 because they'll be able to get to you quicker. I tell both of my kids that. Like, don't call me. I appreciate that. If I'm the first person they want to call, beautiful. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But most cases, when you have an emergency, call 911. They'll send you the help you need, and they'll be able to get to you as soon as possible because I might be in the middle of something and I cannot speak to you. I mean, it would be impossible for me to speed on the freeway without getting pulled over, right? But if you call 911, they'll get to you quicker than I can.
True. Very true.
So, getting back to the drinks, which I think you should try the bottle that Alex brought over.
I should. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
pour
y'all
it
are
up.
welcome to. I'm gonna move.
Alex,
this out of the
would
way.
you like to
What's that
try-
other one?
Yeah, Alex would like to try the new one because he had the other one last time. You pour me whatever. I'll drink anything. I'll probably just have. I have some of that, and then I'll have that one later. It's Friday night. I've been working hard this whole week, man. I'm gonna have 2 drinks.
I like that answer.
Yeah. And then I'll answer Alex's question today about an image that I put up when I schedule our episode. Because like within 2 minutes, I got a text from Alex.
You know, I'm never concerned about what you put up, but sometimes I question what you put up.
Sure. And sometimes I put a certain things up just so you can question it. You and everybody else. I'm trying to invoke your thoughts, man. You remember which one's which?
Yeah, this one's Alex right here. So let's give this one to Alex.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Tim?
Yeah, you invoked my my stomach with that picture of fried egg.
Yeah.
I was hungry,
and
man.
then you got yourself a big meal after that, huh? It was
Yeah.
big. Did you eat everything?
Yeah.
Man.
That's the way to do it, though. If you're going to order that much food, you might as well eat it all.
He had a burger, six wings, and like a tray of what? What was it? Some kind of
They're like those cheese curds.
yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
those
Buffalo
Costco
Wild
cheesecake. Oh,
Yeah, he ate everything. So anyway, cheers, guys.
Cheers
Cheers
to all of us
to,
getting back together again.
All of the positive things that happened to all of us this week. Every week is positive for me, really. I like to approach life that way.
I think so too.
Yeah.
There's always something good to look forward to.
Yeah. And I don't know if I mentioned that in the past, but like, even when is an unexpected situation, you just gotta look at it like it's an opportunity for you to learn something new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that opportunity sometimes don't come twice. So,
Take advantage
take
of
it. Yeah, take it while it's here and, gain something from it.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, cheers to that,
Cheers.
Tim.
Alex. So, ooh.
That's very nice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm going to take another
Yeah.
sip of that. That's really good.
Brian needed that drink since 3 weeks ago.
Very much so.
since you first brought the bottle over.
You know what's funny? I drink the most whiskey, I think, when I'm here.
Yeah.
As much as I love having it at the house, I don't drink by myself or anything. I drink socially. So
Yeah.
when you guys are drinking, I'm like, man, I can't pass it up. It's really good too.
Yeah.
At least all the ones that we've bought
Yeah.
and tried out just to bring on the show,
Yeah.
and including the one this one that Alex brought.
Right.
It's super good.
Yeah. No, it's always more fun to have a drink with friends, right? But I do go in my backyard or in the front at night sometimes, and I'll just be watching like sport highlights. Then I'll have a drink, or sometimes I don't watch anything. I'll just be sitting outside and
Silence and stuff.
relax. Yeah. So.
Those are so underrated. Just
Yeah, man.
In your own space like
Mhm.
that.
I think especially after a day of being so busy mentally,
All the noise.
Yeah, it's good to kind of give yourself that time to cool down, to reset. You know what I mean? It's important.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very, very important.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, Alex, the reason why I post up the pictures of the egg, well, one picture of the eggs, is I was thinking about it, right? So, like, since you guys were coming over here, and with everything that you have been doing, everything that I have been doing, in all of our personal stuff, right? I just got to thinking, like, it's important to understand the things that are essentials in your life, right? So to me, eggs are, it's part of my diet. I eat 4 eggs a day, at least 5 days a week. So believe it or not, I mean, eggs has a lot of nutrients and all of these minerals and health benefit, that you can get from eating them. So, and they're cheap.
I like this as the essential episode now. Now that you've kicked it off that way.
Yeah, so
Because it's funny because it's a very subjective topic, right? Because every one of us have something different to say.
That's
Alex's like his essentials. He may use Colgate for toothpaste, but maybe maybe you use something else and I'd use something else, and but that's a part of our essentials, right? Like, we don't have a preference. There's no like one right way to do things or go about your day, but at least
it's individual preferences.
Right. For example, like our podcast.
Yeah.
The essentials are right here. Liquor and some fruit.
Yeah. No, I love fruit.
You know what I mean?
I eat fruit. I eat a lot of fruits. I eat like 3-4 different kinds of fruits a day.
Yeah.
And I mix them too because my mom she would always yell at me for mixing fruits because she's like, you're gonna get a stomachache. I'm like, I've always done this. So I have 2 bananas every morning before I go work out, and then I come home from my workout, and then I'll have like coffee with either grapes or apples or whatever fruits that I have, blackberries, raspberries, avocado.
Yes.
And then I'll have my eggs. And then throughout the day, I'll eat, some other fruits and veggies. So in addition to the eggs, fruits, veggies, tea. I drink a lot of tea. I drink like 3-4 tea bags a day. And I'll have a tea before I go to sleep too.
Oh, to kind of like what do you call that tea that helps you sleep?
Chamomile.
Yeah. Do you have one of those?
Nah, man. I work out, man. I don't need no chamomile to relax me.
Hey, I'm just
I drink black tea.
That's the essentials for someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were talking about me, Alex. We're talking about me. We get to someone else in a little bit. No, but yeah. So like in like personally, those are the things that I need. It doesn't matter where I go. Like when I travel, I have to make sure that I buy some fruits as soon as I land and check into my hotel. I gotta go buy my fruits. I gotta go get my tea. A lot of time I'll bring my own tea on the airplane.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that. They give you hot water and you can always steep it like on the flight.
Yep. And then my gym membership, as you guys know, right? And motorcycle, good whiskey and tequila. So those are the items that are essential to me.
I ask you this: when you walk out of the door, what's your essentials that you walk out the door with all the time? Like it never leaves your pocket when you walk out of the house.
Wallet.
Of course. I mean, yeah, damn. If you ain't got
credit card, because sometimes I be broke. I need that credit card. Charges to the game. No, but I'm pretty simple.
Yeah.
Like when I travel, I don't need to stay. I'll be okay with staying at like a 3-star hotel, but as long as I have the things that I need to have, fruits and whatever, all the things that I mentioned. That's kind of like on a personal level. In a relationship level, what's essential for me? Trust, respect, boundaries, humor. You gotta have a sense of humor. I can't be with anyone
too
or
serious.
I can't be surrounded. And when I say I can't be or can be surrounded, because I want to separate the two, like being with someone, meaning in a romantic sense, right? And then be surrounded with people, meaning that my partner plus everybody else, family members, friends, and whatever.
Yeah.
But I think I need to have people with a good sense of humor, people who aren't judgy, who aren't close-minded. Those are the essential for me when it comes to my relationship with people. What about you?
Me. Well, let's start off with my essentials, just my day to day. I like that. I like to start off. I don't care about where we are right now. I just want to tell you from the get go.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that I heard those two terms correctly. Did you say what I think you said?
No, just my essentials. I just said it.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Brian.
I know you thought I
know.
said. I know. That's a Saturday night conversation.
Yeah. We gotta get to that too soon. Yeah, no, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, I think being a parent, you start to realize how many things you have to carry with you all the time, and then on top of that, I think my day-to-day essential is like, I know this is the stupidest thing, but I need to have my damn glasses. I need to have my glasses. I need to have glasses or some type of eyewear correction for sure. So
Yeah.
that's a big thing for me. Or like right now I'm wearing contacts, but glasses, contacts, whatever it may be, that's a big thing. Top of that, I think when it comes to foods, there's always, this is so like Vietnamese to say, but we always have rice at the house. Like
Yeah.
you can't not have it at the house. I think that's always there. Fresh vegetables. Oh my gosh, I you love fresh fruits. I'm a big fresh vegetables kind of person.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for
same.
me, it is like the best way to cook. Frozen veggies don't cut it for me when it comes to cooking.
Yeah.
It's always having it fresh. You can actually do it however, whatever you want to do with it without
Yeah.
having to deal with it being frozen.
Yeah.
Things of that sort and things of that nature too. I think when it comes to like relationships now, I think the biggest thing is for you how you put. I mean, I don't know if you had any order to how you said it. No. At least for me, I think for me, respect comes first. Respect is like the biggest thing. I take that to heart with everyone and anyone I share that with.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be Serena. It doesn't have to be Gus. It doesn't have to be you or Alex. Like I think respect goes across the board for everybody that I meet and I spend time with.
Yeah.
Respect, charitability, and what I mean by that is like not being generous by any means, but have a mutual understanding of like, oh shoot, like I'll pay for you to do this, or I'll pay this for you, and then that gets kind of reciprocated in some way. It doesn't have to be monetary, but in some sense, like you kind of share mutuality based on the things that you share.
Considerate.
Being considerate, right? A sense of humor too. I tend to be a more serious person, and I've gotten much less serious as a person now, so it's like really nice to be able to share that. So being less serious, being more relaxed about things, I think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I think those are the big things for me. For sure.
I believe that you can have a sense of humor. You can, without compromising, how serious you are.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys from time to time see how serious I can get, but then I would say things in a joking, like playful manner. And just because, out of respect for you guys, what I mean? Yeah, you guys are younger or whatever, but that's not the case. I respect your personal choice, your right to feel, about certain things, the way you see it based on your personal experience and education and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you can, and to me, you guys know most of the time I'm playing around, because to me it's like I'm serious when I'm working. I'm not working, man. I'm, like I don't need to be serious to everybody all the time.
Yeah. No, exactly. I think
because
it's I'm serious at work too.
Yeah.
Big time. And I think when
Yeah.
you're at home,
yeah.
you got to flick the switch, essentially.
Yeah. Well, it in a sense, it's kind of like it helps you relax.
Yes.
So, what about you, Alex? What are your essentials other than the burgers and the wings and the hash brown? Or wait, no,
The cheese curds.
Yeah.
I mean, those aren't like essentials. It's just they taste good, man.
but today they were.
Essentials, I guess. My glasses, my phone. Everybody has their phone all the time now.
Yeah.
It's like impossible to get away from. And wallet, keys, just the basics.
I'm just gonna add to that. I always carry a pocket knife. There is never I may not be able to carry my firearm everywhere with me.
Mm-hmm.
I will always have my pocket knife. I can't go without it. Like it's just an essential of my day to day. Sometimes I'll carry a flashlight, when I'm out late at night or something.
Yeah.
But pocket knife all day. It
What
sounds like
else?
the most Boy Scout thing to say, but yeah, pocket knife all day.
What else, Alex? Like relationship wise, like with your family members, your parents, your sister, your sibling, your coworkers, us.
I think with my family, probably like humor is a pretty big one. We're not like serious. I mean, we can be. It depends on the conversation, but
Right.
a lot of my sister especially is very sarcastic in a good way.
Yeah.
That kind of sarcastic humor.
Yeah.
A lot of that going around with my family.
Yeah. Is that what you expect out of people too? Like outside of your family, people that you
No, I like
develop friendship with, or people that you have been friends with?
No, I kind of just try to get a read on people before I open up more to them. So, like at work, I'm like a completely different person. I'm pretty serious. I'm just focused on what I need to do.
Yeah.
I'm not really there to like make friends or anything.
Yeah.
But my day job actually, like some of my family members work with me. Like they're my coworkers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Interaction,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Like kind of a balance, because
To switch from
like to my other coworkers that aren't my family, I'm like, I have my work ethic and
yeah.
different kind of attitude towards things, but then when I talk to my family members that I work with, it's kind of, I guess, more relaxed. Kind of don't really need to be as serious.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice, I guess. We can gossip about stuff at work.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask you guys this then. Are you willing to sacrifice anything that you consider to be essential to you in your personal life?
But
Meaning if somebody were to expect, like for me, going to the gym is very important to me. I've always done that since I was young, like staying active, right? And so I've been in relationships where, my partner would get mad at me, like, why you gotta go to the gym? Why can't you stay home? Why you gotta be up early? And I'm like, hey, that's what I do. You gotta be. So you have to accept that part of me. So I wouldn't change that for anybody. I don't change the way I eat. Again, because like I said, I believe that what I'm eating is healthy. So you don't have to eat what I eat, but I gotta have what I gotta have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm very set on the things that are essential to me. And when it comes to relationship as well, my boundaries are very important to me. And I try my best not to step on anybody's boundaries. As long as they let me know what their boundaries are, right?
Right.
But if I don't know, obviously, I might accidentally, overstep my boundary, or they, step into their boundary, whatever. But, other than that, man, I don't change because to me, everything that are essential to me, they are a part of me. They are my identity, and I don't like the idea of changing my identity just to be with someone, or just to have someone, or just to be a part of someone's life. So
I think I wouldn't make the sacrifice, but I would be more fluid about it.
what do you mean by that? Fluid?
Balancing it, like in some sense. I think for me, I guess as a parent now with a young child, compared to your kids are much older now.
Yeah.
I think with me is like besides being a young parent, I think the thing is like making adjustments but not essentially giving something up, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
you have to compromise.
You have to compromise.
Yeah, you have to
like,
consider the
kinda
fact
tone it
that
down.
your time is not all yours anymore.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
you marry, once you have a kid.
Yeah, like you kind of tone it down a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you're taking it away. If that makes sense.
No,
I don't
what I
think,
mean is like, sometimes what I see is when people get into a relationship and they say, well, I can't do this anymore, because my wife or my husband got us doing this now on Saturday night. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of guys, because all the guys that used to, play basketball with me, and we normally we get together, on a certain day to practice together, or we do, tournament together.
Yeah.
And then once they get into a relationship, and now they're like, oh, I can't come to practice because my wife, she doesn't want me to on a Wednesday night because it's date night for us, and I'm like, you can't do date night on another night?
Priorities, I think that's a good thing.
But I mean, I understand priorities, and I understand the idea of compromising. What I don't understand is why you have to give up the things that make you happy, the essential thing in your life. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, and this is just an example, it doesn't apply to everybody, right? But, like, if we, as a group of guys, get together on every Wednesday to practice or just to hang out, guys' night, right? And then, boom, you get into a relationship. Now you can't do Wednesday night, hang out, with us anymore. When you have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday. So why can't you tell your significant other, whether she's your girlfriend or, your wife, hey, this is my night. You still have the other, 6 nights. We can pick one of those nights to do date night.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it have to be Wednesday? But a lot of guys aren't willing to say that. They're more than likely willing to give up that Wednesday night. That's what I'm talking about. I wouldn't do that.
I don't know if I ever had get put in that many situations. At least when you were dating. I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel, because I think it depends on the moment, because you know how, say for example, they just started their relationship. I can see that they're trying to work on, themselves together, like understand each other or whatever, they're doing while they're dating.
But you got 6 nights, man. It doesn't. Well, yeah, you got 6 nights to work on it.
I mean, that's true too. But I think the guy on one end,
or the woman,
or
right?
the woman,
yeah,
depending on the situation, whatever it is.
But we're just talking about us right now. Us guys.
Yeah. But if I was in that shoes, I would at least bring it up, or at least try to say something like, "Hey, I got my guy thing going on. Like, I'm probably still gonna go do it.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we have it on another day or something?"
Yeah.
I guess there's a sense of you need to try to be understanding and honest about it, because if you don't start with that,
yeah,
you're never going to get through and be like, well, and then further on, you try to put your foot down on things. You try to be like, okay, I got to make sure that I keep my guy night on Wednesday. Like, that's, without it, I just need it,
Right.
And then when they try to bring it up in the future, they're going to be like, well, why didn't you tell me before? Because maybe they didn't understand that person was understanding to them.
Yeah.
And they just assume that that's what they want and that's what I need to provide.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, if I was in that shoes, I would at least try to talk about it. Be like, hey, let's make a compromise. Hey, this is my night. Like, I can't have it interrupted.
So you wouldn't change it, but you make the effort to explain your where you stand on that matter.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I wouldn't just say, hey, this is my night. I just can't do anything. I think for me, I'm a big explainer. Like, if I have something going on, I'm gonna explain to you the situation.
But how long are you gonna take to explain that? Nothing to say.
Hey, yeah.
It
depends on the situation. You know what I mean?
It's my night with the guys. All right.
It depends on the situation.
You pick one night out of the 6 nights.
I think personally for me, I like being considerate. Not that I need to be, but I think the biggest thing about being considerate is because people have chosen to be considerate back.
Yeah.
So if you tell your wife, your loved one, your significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, you tell them like, hey, this is what I've been doing before we got together. I would like to maintain it if possible. It's something that it's a ritual, or it doesn't have to be a ritual, but it's something that I really need in my life because
Right.
it's given me a lot.
Yeah.
Go and do it, right? Like
it's
now,
your time with your friend.
now, if that person said, "Screw you, you should be spending time with me," we got together. I think that's a little that's going into that toxic area of like
Trying to control you and
yeah,
trying to
like almost
slowly,
kinda,
change your life.
exactly. Try to make your life, I guess, not miserable, but for that person it would be considered miserable. You know what I mean? Like I think it's with the references to kind of put in perspective. It's like, you may have that Wednesday night to do something. You're like, okay, hey, this is my night. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, we can absolutely do something else. Friday night, let's go do this.
Yeah.
I think it's the person that has, okay, say for example, this is a pretty static scenario, but like if you, for example, you, Tim, right? Or if it was me or Alex and we had this situation, I'm like, okay, I have my guy night on Friday, 10 p.m., no questions asked.
Right.
Unless I have an absolute emergency
Right.
or I have to go to work, I won't be there for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Understandable. You start dating. You continue to go to these things. Your lady friend, your guy friend, whatever you choose to align yourself with, whatever. You get into that position to a point where they're like, oh, hey, could we consider trying doing something on this day? When you explain it to them, I guess this is how I see it, is that when you explain it to them, I guess that at that point, it's a good opportunity to turn up with a compromise of some sort. At that point, say, and I'm not saying that you need to be doing it all, but, together, you should at least make an effort to be like, why don't we try doing it on this day?
Yeah.
And if you're the person that had brought up the compromise and the other person agreed to it, you as the person that brought up the compromise need to follow through with it.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to be like, okay, so we're going to do it that day. I'll buy the tickets. I'll figure things out. When we go try it out. And then that other person can now understand that you're reciprocating that effort, if that makes sense. So now
it makes sense. But to me, like there's a limit in terms of how far I would go to explain my need to have that night with my guys, right? Just because if you're with me, you should understand what's important to me.
Yeah.
If you're with me and assuming that we have been together, right? Because that's the only reason for me to be even willing to change what I'm doing in my normal life for you. But if you have been with me that long, if we are in that kind of committed, serious relationship, then you should already know what's important to me.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
100%.
have to spend an hour or two or even more than, 5 sentences to explain to you what's important to me. You should know that.
Yeah.
That's a big part of the relationship. I try my best to understand what's important to you, and I will support you without you having to ask for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's how we should approach, that, at least for me, that's how I approach. When it comes to explaining something to somebody, giving up, the things that are
Telling you what's
important
going
to
on.
you for them to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That conversation would even, take place.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why I'm thinking, like, if you got someone significant to you and they have at least made an effort to understand you,
Yeah. Yeah.
there isn't much to explain. You may just
Yeah.
have to give them the gist of it. Like, hey, this is my
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Right.
Same thing when it comes to everything and anything else
Yeah.
within a relationship. The initial start of like talking to each other, communicating, understanding, learning each other.
Yeah.
And then when those things get built up, those decision-making efforts or the boundaries,
Yeah.
those kind of get reinforced at the same time. So now you know when not to do something, when to do something. You kind of like have a rough idea of where the other person stands with certain subjects and where you stand with your own subjects within that relationship.
Yeah, I think it's important. It's always important to set boundaries. At least, like, That's that's that that's my perspective. That's my philosophy
Yeah.
in life. Like, I gotta have my boundaries, man, because there are times where I just need to be on my own. There are times where I'll turn up my phone. There are times just like you, like if you're busy and I text you and call you, you know, you can't, you're not gonna respond right away.
Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
when you're taking care of something important, whether that's job or your family or something that's important to you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And if I don't respect that, you probably say hell with it. I don't care,
Yeah.
because that's my boundaries, right?
Yeah.
So, Alex, you got any boundaries you want to share? Anything you're willing to sacrifice? The thing is, sometimes I think with Alex, he is not in a relationship. You haven't been in like a serious committed relationship, have you?
No,
Ever, huh?
Not really.
Do you think that's because you're unwilling to change your boundaries? The things that are essential to me. Maybe that's the reason.
Well, I mean, he
At
told
least
us-
for me and you, because getting into a relationship with someone, you gotta be flexible on your boundaries somewhat. I think for him, maybe he's unwilling to give up any of them. That's why he stays single for so long. Is that true?
I don't know.
I'm just not really.
He's focused, man. He's
yeah.
he's focused on.
That's what I'm saying. He
Like you
he's
said, stuff
unwilling.
I can't give up.
Yeah.
I could not give up like all the hobbies that I have. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
do
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying.
stuff like bikes,
Mm.
printing, computers, cars.
Yeah.
See, I think he
So
would have
his
to
time,
find-
your personal time is the most important thing to you, right? That has to be like on the top of your list of the essential items.
I
in your
guess
life.
like I don't know if I have like ADHD or something.
Yeah.
I'm never diagnosed or anything, but like if I'm not like focused on something, then I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So like to me, like like computers and bikes and whatever, it's all very interesting to me.
Right.
'cause,
Right.
I kind of think very logically like that.
Yeah.
So I just, I kind of vibe with it,
Yeah.
and it keeps me
Yeah.
occupied.
No, I
So-
see that because I think I told Brian and some other guys, I'm like, that's Alex, because once Alex becomes interested in something, that's all he see. He's very like tunnel vision. What I mean?
There's a sense of commitment for,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So I wonder though. I wonder if that's gonna translate to
I think
relationship.
personally,
Like once he get into a relationship, he'd be so focused
kinda-
on that he's gonna give up all the other things.
I don't know though. To be honest, I don't think he'll give it up. If anything, he would need to find a woman that's just as independent as he is.
Yeah, but it's
Just
hard, dude.
Dude, I mean,
That's
not
that's
to-
why I haven't like had a
because most
long
of those
relationship.
women aren't looking for a relationship
Exactly.
either.
And
So
neither
you
am
know what I
I.
mean?
So it's like
It's
Yeah.
kind of two parallel lines, man. They just walk by each other. Just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's always hard to find that balance.
Yeah.
When your life becomes the life of two people, instead of one.
Yeah.
When it's just you, it's easy to manage, right?
Oh yeah.
if you
super
want
easy
if
to
you don't want to
manage,
go
yeah.
somewhere, you don't want to go. You just stay home. If you don't want to eat, you don't have to eat. But when you have somebody living in the same house with you, sharing, everything in your life, you might have to get up and go with that person, just to keep him or her company, even if you don't want to eat, right? But I think that being compromised is a little bit different. There's a fine line between being compromised, being willing to compromise, than having to give up the things that are important to you, the essential items, for the sake of somebody else's happiness. And I think to me that's not something that I'm willing to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would either, because there are a lot of things in my life that I can't let go.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They've made me the person that I am. So I would never
That's
let it go.
that's exactly it. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, so yeah, okay. So my normal routine is I wake up and I go to the gym first thing in the morning. Now, if you got something important to do, or you need me to take you somewhere, or you need me to stay home with you that morning, I'll stay home with you. But I'm gonna get my workout in that day.
At some point.
And you just can't talk me out of it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. And so that, to me, that's compromise, right? I'll make a change in my schedule for you, but I'm not giving that part up.
Yeah.
For you.
See, that's the thing about being fluid in my mind. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take care of the, prioritizing it, and this is where priority comes in. Especially when you got someone that you're taking care of or someone that you're sharing your life with, you're gonna help prioritize certain things. But at the end of the day, foundationally, those things that make you who you are, they're not gonna go away.
You shouldn't, and you should never do that. You should never give that up. That part of your identity, because all the things that are important to you, I think that's your identity. That those are the components that make up who you are. Mm-hmm. And once you start to give up those things, you're giving up a part of yourself.
Yeah.
And you should never ever do that.
Yeah.
Because, and I think I've seen it, I think I have done it myself. And that's why over the course of my life, I have learned to not do that again.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the idea of losing my identity. Yeah. Or any part of my identity. Yeah. So either you like me for who I am, love me for who I am. Like what you were saying earlier, Alex just need to come across the right woman, right? So, so it's either you like me or love me for who I am or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the same thing too, but how relationships, it's not 50-50. It's 100% somebody else's and 100% the other person. Because as soon as you decide
that's interesting.
As soon as you decide it's 50-50, you have taken away somebody else's happiness to supply that other person's happiness. But that they took away that 50% from that person that's been wanting that.
That's a very interesting perspective.
Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense, but that's a very interesting perspective, because my interpretation of the 50-50 phrase is a little different than yours.
Go for it.
Huh?
Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, okay, so my interpretation of that is like, okay, so the relationship is 100%. Like each of you come with, 100% of yourself, but you make up half of that relationship. So it's 50-50, right? Yeah. Meaning you bring 50% to the relationship, and that the other person bring 50% to that relationship. But I like your idea better.
Yeah, the reason
I like the way you explain it better, because I agree. Because I agree with it. You should come with 100% of who you are and what you can do.
Because if you're taking away the 50, where are you hiding that shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not giving it your all, right?
Yeah.
Which means that you don't care. I mean, to some people can still use a concept of 50-50 on the sense of providing. I can see something like that. But when it comes to the relationship, in itself, you have to put in 100% of yourself. And then the other person needs to put in their 100% too. Yeah. Because without it, where are the boundaries? Where do you think of where the boundaries are? Or even better, how can you respect the other person if they're only giving you the 50%?
And I think many people might be misinterpreting the idea of 50-50.
Yeah.
50-50 meaning what you're responsible for in the whole relationship. It doesn't mean that you should come into the relationship with the expectation that your partner should start paying 50% of all of your expenses.
Correct.
That's the idea that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm like, like I'm a man, right? I'll take care of me. You coming into this relationship, obviously, if I decide to have a relationship with you, or just a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. That means I should be able to provide for that person as well.
Yeah.
Right. So, for example, my house is my house. once I decide to get in a serious relationship with somebody, and I have that person, we move in together, I don't think it would. I'm not the kind of person that would expect that person to pay. Oh, now you're in my house, so you got to pay 50% of everything.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. No.
You know
That's
what I mean?
not how it is. For example, like a good way to look at it is like, for me, right? Serena works maybe once or twice a month, and she's like, most of the time she's at home. She spends time with Gus. She takes care of Gus when I'm gone for work. She does a lot of things around the house that either I'm not there for or I don't do, because I think that term 50-50 gets shared in that sense equally in the sense of responsibilities, right? But
it's never always 50-50.
It's never always 50-50.
Yeah.
Someone is always doing something more than you.
Yeah.
But in terms of the whole picture, and that's why I'm always being on the 100%, is because at the end of the day, Serena is doing what she can, not only as a woman, not only as a wife, but not only as a mother.
Yeah.
I'm doing the thing as, for me, as a provider, a father, a husband. Like, those things, they all come together at the end of the day to make the circle.
Yeah, so just come with that 100% effort.
All the time, every time.
While understanding that your 100% effort would only account for 50% of the relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've when Serena and I when we were started to date and stuff like that, like initial first couple of months, there was a bit of a misunderstanding on that. And I think when we finally got into it a little longer, we were together a little longer, like it made sense to us. And I remember her and I went to, it wasn't like a, I wouldn't say like a marriage counseling thing, but it was like a aid for kind of like what to expect when you get married type of deal, right? And so when we...
Was it something that you guys did like on your own, or was it because...
Oh, on our own. Not nothing to do with getting married at all.
No. But, meaning like, was it because you guys chose to take the class thinking that it would help, you build your relationship or put your relationship on the next level? Or was it because you guys couldn't figure out things on your own and you felt like, hey, let's take this because we want to save our relationship? And
putting it to the next level.
Okay.
It was never having to fix anything.
Okay, well that's
we
good.
never
really good.
Never got to that point. So
yeah, that's being proactive.
Yeah,
that's really good.
So that kept us. I mean, even to this day, we're still. I mean, not to say everything's perfect, right? Everything gets worked out every week, every time. But the thing is, like that, learning that it takes. Like, how people say it takes two to tango, it takes two to dance, whatever it is, it really does. It's 100% someone else's effort, just as much as theirs.
Sometimes it just takes one. It takes you listen to me, then everything be all right.
If you want to think like that, Tim, you go dance by yourself, okay? Go dance by yourself. Man,
look, I don't have a lot of expectation. I just have one How many expectations do you have for Serena?
A couple, but I don't think I...
See, now you're just selfish. I just have one expectation.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You want to know what my one expectation is?
Satisfaction.
Just do what I ask. Damn it. Everything be fine. If you just do what I ask. One. Okay? If you can't even give me one expectation, it's on you.
I was gonna say satisfaction. I mean, you do get some satisfactory notes.
It'll be a part of what I'm asking for. Just one. Okay?
No, but I think the same falls in line though. Is that Serena provides those expectations for me.
Yeah.
We both share that. We both share the responsibilities. It's just some days she'll do more than me. Some days I'll do more than her, or we'll both do equally. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, at the end of the day, like it's like knowing that you put your 100%.
Yeah, you got to come with 100% and expect nothing out of that person.
No, exactly.
I don't like the idea of people going into a relationship and then now they expect this and they expect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, dude.
And then that other person isn't doing jack crap about it.
Like I'm dating Holly now, right? So one of the things that I love to do for her when we first started dating was to cook for her. Mm-hmm. I cook. I enjoy cooking, and I enjoy sharing a good meal with the people that I care for, whether it's they're my family or friends or a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
I don't foresee me changing that part of our relationship just because one day we might get into that phase where we're gonna move in together, right? I don't foresee myself stop cooking for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I see a lot of guys or women that do that, right? Once they get into a relationship, oh, I cooked twice now. Now you got to cook twice. I did the laundry last week. Now you got to do no. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. You got to keep it 100% of who you are, who you were when you first met this person,
and to the point that you're now
who
sharing
you are
much
now,
more
right?
of that.
Yeah.
I have I love that too because I've never stopped cooking. I've never stopped cooking for Serena whatsoever. She appreciates it. I appreciate us sitting down together to eat when we have the opportunity to do so. Right. That is I think also as our culture, it's a big deal for all of us. We celebrate over food all the time. Yeah. Yeah. So it's important to me. Yeah. And for her, something else may be important, and I reciprocate the sharing. Like, this is what I love doing for you, and she says, "Well, I love doing this for you instead." Dude,
nah, I have to say that I limit, how many times I cook depends on what you do. Just saying.
Saturday night conversations.
You get that basic 3 meals a day. You want a fourth meal? I mean, hey, you better come with something.
We cooking elsewhere.
But at least I give you 3 meals a day. Okay.
I'm going to come by and ask you for a fourth one.
You see this, Alex?
No comment.
Maybe this is why this is why Serena can only let him come over here once in a while. He'll be coming home corrupted.
I'm already corrupted from work, man. Hey, work is the.
I like what we say in our conversation today. Like, I'm going to hell. You gonna come with me? Like, yo, I already got the ticket.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
You ain't gotta ask. I'll be there.
You know how many times I've used that phrase when I'm at work? I'm like, man, I'm going to hell for that. It's funny because I'm just like, as much as we talk, shit and stuff. It's just funny to be able to, like how we talked about earlier, like our sense of humor. Yeah, dude, we're all trying to have a good time. We work to live. We don't live to work.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think everybody should start convincing themselves that they're going to hell. I really don't give a shit how good you are, how good you think you are, because most of the time it's self-proclaimed anyway. When you say I'm a good person, it's subjective.
It is subjective.
You know what I'm saying?
Someone else who's probably more decent than you, or be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Just for example, and this might get into something else, okay? And I'm just gonna be quick and brief, right? For example, you got people standing outside of an abortion clinic with the sign that say anti-abortion, this is, against the, work of God or whatever, right? And they think that they're being good. You're not being good because you're not in the position of the person who is wanting to get that abortion. You don't understand why that person needs to get that abortion. You're not being good. So being good is subjective. Yeah. Okay? So all you guys, if you're watching, all y'all are going to hell. If you didn't believe that, you should start telling yourself that. Now,
we're gonna lose all our viewers, man.
Hey, the good. Hold up.
What's our viewership count right now, Alex? Has it dropped?
Oh yeah.
No. Here's the thing. There is a very positive outcome. Okay. If you are convinced that you're going to hell, and then at the end, when you realize that you are going to heaven instead, it's a plus, right? It's a bonus. And then if you are actually just going to hell, then at least you won't be disappointed. So,
I think you're beyond disappointment at that point. You're beyond the mindset. I mean, it's already there. You know what I mean?
It, so you're not gonna be disappointed, okay? There's nothing more disappointing. There's nothing more disappointing than spending your whole life thinking that you're gonna go to heaven, just to realize that you're not.
That's a psychotic way of looking at it. Like you fucking kill people for a living, and you're like, man, I'm going to heaven for that. I already know.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? So don't convince yourself that you're going to heaven. Just convince yourself that you're a decent human being, and there's a pretty good chance that you are going to hell.
For sure.
Yeah, just like everybody else. Look, and you don't want to go to heaven if all of your friends and family members are in hell anyway. You'd be lonely.
I think you're supposed to be lonely when you're there.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to be in heaven if I'm going to be alone. I want to be with the people that have made me laugh, that have shared a drink with me, the people that have say, terrible shit out of, being funny for the moment, you know what I mean? And not being overly sensitive about things, because you can't be sensitive about things in life, because man, life will throw some shitty situation and shitty people at you.
Yeah.
And if you can't laugh about it, you're not gonna have a good life. You're not gonna be able to enjoy your life.
I won't deny that for sure. That is a big proponent, I think, in every day. I will say, I will get pissed off if I make shitty food. I will get pissed off. I just
me too, man.
No doubt about it. I am very lighthearted about it.
Before we get to the point of the food being made, like if I go to the store and I can't find certain ingredients,
I'm fucking.
I'll be like, man, this store, somebody need to burn it down because I don't have the veggie I need. I don't care about the other 300 items they have.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna be like, well, I'll make something else. I don't know about you.
Well,
damn, I'm scared now.
I'll just be thinking it. I'm not telling anybody.
On the news, this HEB burns down. It's just gone.
Hey, hunger makes you think differently. Okay, why you think the term "hangry" come from?
Hangry.
Can you be a man and be hangry?
Yes, dude. Oh, absolutely.
For real?
Yeah. But
Alex, have you ever been hangry?
Dude, if I don't eat like lunch and I'm working like 8 hours straight,
Yeah.
I get like cranky at people.
You're
like, look,
hangry.
I have not eaten all day.
Okay.
And like y'all are just, what you're saying is just going through one ear out the other right now, because all I'm thinking about is I'm hungry.
So hangry is a serious thing
yeah.
for
across
all
the board.
people,
Across the board.
all genders.
Across the board. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm a big proponent of like, at work, unfortunately I have my meals interrupted, either sometimes, all times, whenever. But at times I'm like, it's okay. I'm not too frustrated about it, but at a certain point, the amount of times I put my food back in the microwave or put back in the toaster oven or back in the oven for the 6th freaking time, I'm going to get. I'm
Just
gonna
eat
get
it next time.
You know how hard it is to get out of my truck when we get back to the station. I'm gonna walk inside the station, just about to eat my food, and we get another call or something.
You don't ever eat cold food?
Oh, dude, absolutely.
I'm saying when I say cold food, I mean like the foods that
just sitting, it has been sitting there for a while.
are meant to be eaten warm.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Plenty.
Yeah,
I have no issue. And it's funny because my mom, she's a big proponent of this. She's like, "Oh, warm up your food." But I'll sometimes eat my food cold.
Yeah,
because
that's Vietnamese people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get so used to sometimes.
I can't do that, man.
Really?
Like I like my food, like if it's supposed to be hot food,
Yeah.
then I want it to be like hot. I don't want it to be sitting.
Sometimes
out and
I
getting cold.
eat.
I don't really like leftovers. Like I know that's really bad to
He's
say.
so spoiled.
Yes.
He's spoiled, man.
Yes.
I can't, man.
I don't eat.
except for like pizza or something.
You can.
but
You can. You can. You're just telling yourself that you can't.
I can, but I don't want to. I feel bad for you, Brian, because
respecting his boundaries.
Yeah.
Yes, I respect that right
I feel
now.
bad for you.
It's not.
I work from home, and like
to be completely clear, when we cook, we always feast at work. I eat like too good at work. And when I'm at home, I will say like still make amazing meals, but I don't eat as heavy like I do at work. Like every time they cook, it is like it's like a festival cooking. Like it is just everything. But that's the thing too. Like at times, if the food's been sitting there for a while and I just haven't made it back in time to eat, I'll just sit there and eat it.
Yeah,
like it will
I eat it for the purpose of survival.
At that point, yes.
Yeah,
100%.
a lot of time I do that.
And the thing is too, for me, the guys are really nice enough to leave it in the warm oven, or they'll leave it somewhere where it's covered, and I will just take it right out and I'll just eat it as it is.
Yeah,
nothing. I have no issue. I know some people are like, dude, throw it back in the microwave or at home, or I understand the convenience of it sometimes, and also understand like sometimes you just need to go about your day. Yeah. So you're gonna just do what you need to take care of.
It's mind over body for me when I do it. Like like for example, I'll have a piece of steak in the fridge, and then sometimes I'll be in a hurry, and I'm like, man, I'll just bring this piece of steak with. So I'll slice up the steak real quick into small pieces, and then I'll take it in the car, and then I'll eat cold steak.
Yeah,
it's different. Y'all eating all this fancy food. I'm talking about like I don't like I get like fast food, or I just get like a TV dinner. I work from home.
Well, you can't eat TV dinner. You gotta heat that up. Anyway.
I'm eating like cheap food. I want to at least eat it hot still. I don't want to like reheat it again and then eat it. Then it's even worse.
Do you eat cheap food?
Like I'm trying to get the enjoyment out of the food. It's not just for survival for me. I like enjoying food.
Do you eat cheap food?
I like enjoying food too, Alex. But I think I think when it depends, like I guess you working from home makes it a big difference. But like I know we're going on this tangent on foods and eating cold and hot foods. But like I think it's
we're talking about
essentials.
This is essentials. Exactly. Yeah.
But I guess I'm a big proponent of like Serena and I used to be before we had Gus and we were running around and doing stuff. I mean, actually, even now when we have Gus, if we're in a hurry, dude, the first thing that you can find that is edible cold that you don't have to throw in the microwave, like we're taking it and going. Like there's no waiting. The only thing we would both focus on is when Gus needs to have something warmed up. Yeah. That is the most important thing. Our food, we're surviving. I'm making it. Yeah. At the end of the day, if I can still sit down and have dinner with Serena and be able to have a nice meal, whether it's hot, cold, or whatever it is. Yeah. Dude, it's fine.
No, totally. If you have the luxury of being able to just sit down and relax and, enjoy the food the way, it's supposed to be enjoyed, then by all means, But I think a big part of me, I know that I've been blessed, right, with never having to eat things that I don't want to eat. But there was a period of my life where, like, when I was in the refugee camp for 8 months, right? Mm-hmm. We get food once every day. Sometimes we don't get food. Sometimes they'll just come and give us like 3 eggs per person for the entire day. If something is wrong with the shipment, and I think the people who ran the refugee camp, they would do that on purpose because obviously they receive funding from different countries or different agency to run the refugee camp. Yeah. I mean, I know for sure they receive a big portion of their funding from the U.S. government, right? And so in the meantime, they're holding us there, in order for them, meaning the U.S. government, to do all of the required paperwork, right, before they can allow us to come to the U.S. So more often than not, a lot of time we're supposed to get chicken, and you get like 1 pound of chicken or 2 pounds of chicken per person per day, and then we end up not getting chicken, and then they'll just give us like 3 eggs per person per day. And then growing up, I mean, like having to spend some time in Vietnam when I was growing up, I saw a lot of hardship. Like there are people that are starving every day. They don't have food. Yeah, exactly. So a lot of time, a big part of me it's like, man, don't be spoiled.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's that. My personality. I'm the kind of person that's like, I'm all about mind over body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like for me, eat is to survive. Yeah, a lot of time we want to sit down and enjoy the food, the nice service that we get with the food. You know, the fancy, you know, representation of the food, whatever, right? But for me, we eat to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as I get to eat, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've never were in your situation before, but like I've had times when I was growing up, like when I initially, I still remember too, my mom and dad used to be so poor to the point where they would have to ask money just to get gas money. Right?
Yeah.
So whatever my mom could cook up, that's what we ate.
Yeah.
No questions. Same thing with my grandma. Whatever she made, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Like we just had it.
Yeah.
Even though if I didn't like how it tastes, I was hungry. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's just what we had.
Yeah.
And so I never got to a point where I never got to a point where I said I didn't like something, and maybe until I was like maybe later in my age and be like, well, that thing I prefer to have this or I prefer to have that. But I also still remember like
Yeah.
if I can't have it, doesn't mean I'm going to hooler and holler over it. I'll eat it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be
Yeah.
pissed off and throw a fit.
Yeah.
You know, now that I make my own money, now I do my own things. Yeah, of course. Like I'll buy what I want. I'll buy
Yeah.
what I can get,
Right.
and I'll buy what Serena wants.
Yeah.
And you know, things like that. I think it's super valuable to understand. Like going back to the essentials. Like, dude, if that's what you can get, that's
Yeah.
what you can get.
Yeah.
If that's all you have,
Yeah.
and that's what you're doing to quote unquote survive,
Yeah.
then that's the way of life at that moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just like it's a. I still remember all the like hamburger helpers my mom used to buy, or like the box mac and cheese, or
Yeah.
the canned foods, or
Yeah.
we always had like I don't know if you had this too. Maybe Alex, maybe you probably had this before. Have you had the kid cuisines from back in the day? Have you ever had
Dude,
those?
I still eat those.
You still kid
What are they?
cuisines,
They're
dude?
like TV
the lean
dinners.
cuisine.
They're like
lean cuisine.
no. So back in the day, they don't make them anymore. But back in the day, TV dinners were like kind of lean cuisines, right?
Yeah.
TV dinners, you had all the ones you could buy at the grocery store, and then they had ones that were made for kids called kid cuisines.
Oh,
And they were only like, I don't remember how much they were, but they were super cheap.
like $1.50 a pack.
I still eat those Totino's party pizzas, dude.
Oh yeah,
The little square pizzas.
Yep.
Dude, those are so good.
I still remember those, or
Yeah.
pizza rolls, or
I still
or
like pizza rolls.
I still like
I
them
eat
too,
that,
dude. Those
yeah.
are great. A great
Yeah.
snack, great party snacks.
Yeah,
But-
I just don't eat them as much because
Yeah, no.
you know for health reason.
Yeah, but when I was younger, like if
Yeah.
that was what we can get, that's what we can get, and
Yeah.
I never had an issue. My dad used to be when my mom worked really late, he used to feed me buttered rice with Spam.
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue with it. I
Yeah.
ate it because that's what we had.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
So like the things like that, like I'm never going to get argumentative about my food situation unless
Yeah.
unless I am mentally prepared to be like, okay, well I'm going to make this is how
yeah.
you know, I'm structuring it to be this way, then yeah.
Yeah.
But when it's survival time and it's
Yeah.
like I got to do what I need to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think just to add on and just to kind of close our episode tonight, like besides the food and all the things that I mentioned earlier, I think one of the top essential items in my life is humility. Man, I don't want to forget the things that I have seen, the things that I have experienced, and the things that I'm still seeing today. People that are struggling, you know, trying to put food on the table for their kids. People that don't have the support that they need. People that aren't privileged to being born with a normal brain, a normal arm, a normal leg, right? Just
Yeah.
being born a normal person.
Yeah.
to do normal things. You know what I mean? So I like to keep things simple. I have some friends that love to go out to eat at fancy restaurant, and I'll go with them once in a while, but I'm like, dude, I don't need that. I come out here to hang out with you guys. That's about it. I mean, a meal is a meal for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can eat anywhere. Now, I mean, I would be picky about, like what's healthy and what's unhealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I just don't eat processed food. I prefer to not eat processed food.
Right.
But I'm totally okay with just a simple piece of chicken or pork chop that I get from the store, throw it on the grill, and some veggie. So to me, as long as I get a meal, I'm happy. It doesn't have to be fancy, whether or not I can afford it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So eat my eggs, work out, be happy, and just keep life simple.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are essential to me. You?
I think I fall in the same boat with humility, but I think the biggest thing, the one thing that I could take away, if everything else was taken from me, is, I don't know, maybe I'd still consider it an essential, but I should be at least trying to smile, at least at some point in my day.
Yeah.
Like not a fake smile, like a genuine, I'm making it kind of smile,
Yeah.
You might be having the most shittiest day, but I'm making it.
Yeah.
So being able to smile at the end of the day is the biggest takeaway from my essentials. It is, I have to be able to at least end on that note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alex?
One essential?
Just kind of like in conclusion, give us a quick rundown of the things that are essential to you, things that you can't be or function without.
I mean, like you said, I like my alone personal time, I guess, and my hobbies, but it's more important that I have the family or friends, because that's part of the fun part, is like sharing that with everybody.
Yes.
That I know. So that's probably the essential for me. If it took everything else away,
Yeah.
don't take away my 3D printer, man. But if you did, I could still hang out with my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, you need friends, because sometimes, if not for any other reason, you need somebody to talk shit to. That's what I use my friends for.
Yeah, screw you, Tim.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Oh man, good conversation. I'm happy that we were able to get together again tonight. Thanks for sharing your view on the things that are important to you, your essential.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, make sure you guys comment if you guys get an opportunity, whether you're putting it now in the chat or commenting, like, what are your essentials?
Yeah.
Tell us what's important to you, what's important to your life, what can you not live without.
Yes.
So
and explain to us or let us know why you don't want to go to hell, or why
That's a good
you're
one.
convinced about going to heaven. I like to know.
And if you know any, hookups for Alex for an independent woman, that's another good option
Lord.
too.
I don't know. Independent. Oh, that's another topic. Independent woman. That would be, you know what? That'd be the next topic of our podcast. Independent. The idea of independent women.
I'm gonna just make a quick note. This is just for logistics, for the sake for the viewership too. Next week I'll be out of town, but I will still be able to do the podcast.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Arizona, visit family.
Okay.
But I'm not at work, so which means that I could call in.
Good.
So
Good
I'll
to
be
know.
able to
Good
call
to
in.
know. We'll call you.
Yeah.
It'll be our first time doing a
call-in.
podcast remotely with you. So that'd be exciting.
Yeah. It'll be
Something new.
Yeah, I'll probably put some family members on too.
Yeah, put the whole family on.
Heck yeah.
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 I don't know if Martin's watching, but Martin lives in Arizona. He's been keeping up with our podcast. So.
Awesome. Martin, thank you.
Yeah.
Come visit next time. I'll pour you a drink. I'll buy you one of the whiskeys.
Actually, he comes in July.
Okay.
Speaking of, we'll bring him over here.
How old is Martin?
I think he's 3 or 4 years older than me.
Okay.
But he's
old
about
enough to drink. I just want to make sure because
got-
I didn't want. For a second, I'm like, hey, I just got to make sure mine ain't 15 because the comment I get for the episode might have nothing to do with essential, but the fact that I'm trying
Are
to.
you
give
asking
Martin,
for something else?
I'm saying, like,
All right, let's we're good.
all right, guys. If you've been watching the show, if you have been supporting the show, thank you.
Please like and subscribe.
If you have not, you need to start because, maybe that's the difference between, you going there or down here. Anyway, hope y'all have a good weekend. Last word from Brian.
Oh, no, man. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell to keep notified or stay notified with any of our updates, whether we post our shorts or our videos. Again, share your questions, your comments. If you got anything for us to improve on or any questions of your own personal life intakes, feel free.
And if you like to participate in our podcast, drop a comment, man. We love to, hear your stories, your experience, your perspective in life, I just want to remind everybody the reason why I started this podcast is I wanted to give all of us a place where we can come and talk about things. And you don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be famous. You don't have to be anybody. You just have to be you. So come to us as who you are, and we would love to hear from you.
Thanks for watching, guys.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks.